some of the pre-draft visits that we've been seeing, Spinny. There's more than what I have listed on this prep sheet because they also met with Trice.
Yeah.
Braylon Trice.
Yeah.
Marshawn Nealon. Your boy, Quantez Swiggers.
Just calling him Tez.
Yeah. And then there's one other. Oh, Darius Robinson.
Yeah.
Darius Robinson also met with the Detroit Lions. I actually have a video or cut from Darius Robinson. I'll send Chris at some point today too. But I guess of those pre-draft visits, what are your takeaways as of now?
Well, obviously Marshawn Nealon and Darius Robinson. Darius Robinson, they're around. They're guys that have been around, guys that have been around the city, guys that are around the state of Michigan. So you like to see that. And those are guys that can do a lot of different things. Those are Terrell Williams guys.
Oh.
Those are not the bookend super speed pass rusher. Those are guys you could move around and do different things. Those are guys that can play the interior, play the exterior, can rush from the inside, rush from the outside, do a lot of different things. And we know those are the guys that Tyrell Williams likes. And Brad Holmes seems to like those guys as well. With drafting a Josh Pascal, signing a John Kaminsky to an extension. Like, those are guys. Obviously, Marshawn Nealon is the one that stands out for me because he's going to be around the 3rd round. Somewhere around there is where you can get him. Yeah. And you've got those 2 third-round picks.
He might be a 2nd round.
So I would like that. I'm not mad about that. But Darius Robinson, I don't really see happening, even though everybody's mocking him towards us.
Did you see the interview today?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
He's
everything he was saying. I'm just picturing Dan Campbell like
juiced up about it.
Yeah, like fuck you. He's fucking huge.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
I got the video to Chris. This guy's a giant.
He's a big dude, and he worked his body. It's impressive what he did. He literally
like
reshaped.
An Instagram model.
He worked his body. Right? He went down to Dr. Miami. No, but he reshaped his body to be an edge rusher this year, and so he's really raw when it comes to the edge rushing position. He doesn't have all the nice moves and counter moves and different things like that. But you see the freak athleticism there. You see the power of him being a heavyweight at heart because he was an interior defensive tackle. So he's got the bull rush. He's got the power, the strength that you can see and that's pliable on tape. But if he can hone his real edge rushing abilities, different moves he can make, he could be a difference maker in the NFL level.
I'm gonna get the video over to Chris. This guy's 6'5", 280 plus pounds, and when you sit there and talk to him about the sport of football, and this is one that like Nick and you and I were watching, and I think a lot of us watched it. You didn't really see it on tape as much as like the build there is like holy shit. That's a monster of a human being. You didn't really see him dominate the line of scrimmage like you would want to. Chris, I've seen this little clip from the interview he did with Chris Sims and Florio, but he's from Southfield, Michigan. He went to Canton High School. And he had 8.5 sacks last year. I believe it was last year, the year before, from Missouri, from Mizzou. So it's like, okay, he has produced at that level. It's just like I feel like what we're looking for is we want the splashy guy,
the technical.
That too.
The guy that
he's the big guy.
He's got the honed pass rush ability on tape. That's what I look for because we talked about the guys that have had proven success opposite Aiden Hutchinson. And it's guys like Bruce Irvin and like James Houston.
But is there
like
any
David
confidence
Ojabo.
in Terrell Williams doing like making him our Danico Autry? You know what I'm saying? Because he's a guy that plays inside, outside.
He very well can.
Yeah.
But the Lions already got guys like that. They got 2 guys like that on the roster.
That's why I feel the same way, man.
So that's.
But they're not built like this, motherfucker.
They're not.
This guy is. I mean, here's a video by the way, just real quick
but this
before
would
you
be
watch
like
it.
Eerily similar to the Josh Pascal pick.
As players,
yes.
But peep the size difference next to another guy who played in the NFL, Chris Simpson, next to him. Not obviously not the greatest, but check this out.
Yeah.
Favorite team growing up? NFL?
Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions?
I grew up 20 minutes. Like I used to go to the training camps growing up, and it's 20 minutes away from me, so not far at all.
Man, no, they're going to like you, and they need D linemen. And you got all the right answers, Dan Campbell and Chris Spielman. They're definitely going to like you.
You heard Chris Sims say Dan Campbell and Brad and Chris Spielman are definitely gonna like you. That whole conversation, if you were to listen to that interview, that would have been your takeaway. Mm-hmm. That would have been your takeaway. And again, I think what I'm curious about, and what's kind of weird, I can't really find his age anywhere. I can't find anywhere that says, and that's why I like the combine because like you hear things about 40s, going into college. You hear things about heights and all that stuff like that. Colleges will always gas that up. for those guys coming out of their school because they want them to go to the pros and they want to have that badge of honor when they're going to recruit other guys.
Yeah.
Combines where you find out like what's what. You know what I'm saying? Like remember Hutch the arm, and by the way, I'll never judge edge rusher for his arms anymore after the Aiden Hutchinson situation. I just won't. But
32-inch pythons.
32-inch pythons. I had him sign on the autograph.
Yeah.
But at the combine, you get to find out the true answers to this one. With this guy, I want to find out the age, and I want to see what he runs in the 40. Because, like I said, I think maybe he can be molded into something that they like.
I would not be surprised if this was the pick for the Lions. I'm going to say that right there. Darius Robinson, if that was their pick, I would not be surprised because he does check all the boxes of what they like. They like versatile guys who can do multiple different things. That is definitely something he is, being a former interior defensive tackle and now bumping out to edge. They like guys from hometown roots guys.
Yeah.
They like grass-fed hometown roots guys. He's from Detroit. Like he's right around here.
Yeah.
They like guys who love football. He loves football. He says all the right things in his interviews. Like I would not be surprised if this was their pick.
And I'm sorry, we are going a little bit over. Just one more thing before we do a break here, and we'll touch on Marshawn Nealon because I don't think we really talked about him too much, and a couple other guys too. But a lot of time when you ask these guys, like, what position you want to play in the league, and they know the role, like what you're supposed to say. Oh, I'll play anything. Matter of fact, I watched Chris Spielman grill someone for it earlier today, or Rick Spielman, I should say. He's like, no. Like, where do you think you're going to see the best at? He, grilled it out of him. He's like, okay, outside linebacker. Not Darius Robinson, but another dude. When this guy says, when he said that interview, I want to play whatever. Like, I'm down to play. Like, he meant it.
Yeah.
You felt that he meant it. It wasn't just, to appease you and what you wanted to hear. No, he's literally down to play whatever to prove himself that he could play in this league. He's the Dan Campbell guy.
He is a Dan Campbell guy, and he's a big, physical, athletic beast.
Yes.
Like he is everything that the Detroit Lions like when they look at a player. Darius Robinson out of Mizzou, like you said, he had 8.5 sacks or 8 sacks this year, and it's impressive to see him do that in just that 1 year transition from going from playing defensive tackle to playing edge rusher. It's not an easy thing to do, but just his sheer size, athleticism, and strength has helped him reach that level. And if you put him, that rough clay in the hands of an expert molder like Terrell Williams, it could turn into something beautiful.
Yes, and that's where my hope is. A couple more other draft visits on this. We kind of got carried away with Darius Robinson, but how could you not? That guy's a monster. Let me tell you guys about Fair Pack Company because you want to get